Attention, citizen. Welcome to the first of your life as a troubleshooter here in Alpha Complex. I'm your best friend, the computer. Do not worry. I'm here to protect you, educate you, and help you stay loyal. This will make you happy and productive, as cases of severe anxiety and PTSD have dropped considerably since the last cycle. You have been decanted from your clone tank and are ready to serve. Welcome to Bastard Quest. I'm Kyle.
I'm Todd.
Corey.
I'm Austin.
And for those of you that don't know, we're playing Paranoia.
Oh, says you.
I do.
I don't believe it.
I am computer.
Why'd you say it like that?
Exactly.
Are you mad at me?
It's a different kind of paranoia, but no less real.
It's not too far off. Paranoia is a classic RPG about life in a future dystopian society known as 2024.
You know, I gotta say,
Last year?
Yeah,
Okay.
we're deep in.
yeah, considering where we are as a country right now, I have to say every time we play a so-called dystopian game, they don't seem that bad anymore.
It's the halcyon days.
So most RPGs about working as a group for a common goal. Paranoia is about not trusting your companions and probably murdering them.
Okay.
Oh, so just like life.
Yeah, so in long story short, in Paranoia, you live in a future city called Alpha Complex, run by a computer where everyone lives long and happy and productive lives, and anyone saying anything to the contrary is treason, along with communism, mutation, and treason.
Oh.
You've been cloned to be a troubleshooter to solve all the problems that Alpha Complex doesn't have, and saying it has problems is treason. You also have secret societies to which you belong, and other things that are secret about you that are treason.
Oh, okay. Do we have to buy a Tesla?
No, not buying a Tesla is treason,
Okay.
but owning a Tesla is treason.
Okay.
This is Paranoia. You do not know if someone is a friend, enemy, or potential scapegoat. You do not know how most things work, literally or figuratively. You and your team will be sent on missions to eliminate treason, stop mutant terrorists, and generally protect people of all security clearances. In many instances, such missions have a positive survival rate. Do you have any questions?
We're afraid to speak.
So many questions.
Being afraid to speak may be treason.
Oh, shit. No, for everyone's reference, we are not allowed to know what the rules of this game are.
That's right.
Yeah, this was an interesting session 0 that we did not record just to keep from spoiling any of the more elaborate aspects of our characters.
But character creation was super interesting and way different than your typical character creation.
Yeah, generally, if you are a member of the Patreon, you'll know that typically our session 0s start with kind of an overview of the rules so that we all kind of understand the context of all the decisions that we're making when we're coming up with our characters. And the major difference here, since we're not supposed to know the rules, is that we came up with a lot of stuff on the fly without really knowing the importance of it or how peripheral something might be. So it's tough to line out exactly where our characters are headed, but we know it's probably somewhere pretty interesting. There are several things that we picked in secret that we're not allowed to tell each other about even as players. The only person that knows what we picked in secret is Kyle. And so that means some of the stuff that we picked may overlap. We may have picked, the same secret society that we're a part of, or a couple of us may have picked the same mutant power. And that's just going to be part of the fun of the game.
And when we were divvying out our stats, the way that works, there's 4 main kind of stat trees: brains, chutzpah, mechanics, and violence. And then there's skills underneath that. We chose what we got pluses in, and the next person in line would get minuses in that stat.
Yeah.
So we don't really know anything.
So there are some rules that we'll discuss. Citizens are expected to play nice and respect each other, unless they may be traitors, in which case they're targets of mockery, theft, scapegoating, and random fatal accidents. Each troubleshooter has 5 clone backups, so if you need to terminate your team leader because they embased hate and treason, you can do that, and their next clone will show up loyal and ready to work. Please note, other troubleshooters know this as well. Some or all may or may not be targeting you right now. And those are the rules. Welcome to Alpha Complex.
Very helpful.
You're welcome. Not being helpful is treason.
This sounds just like the onboarding document at my last job.
What did you work for? Did you work for Portal?
I worked at a marketing firm.
Oh, well, yeah.
Oh, no, sounds like church camp to me.
Okay, do you guys want to introduce your troubleshooters?
Yes.
I guess.
Well, not introducing your troubleshooter is treason. So you all awaken in a cloning tube, and you step out into a brightly lit white room with a desk in the middle of the room, and sitting behind it is a man in a green jumpsuit with a broad smile. Hello, I'm Marka G, RIY2. I will be your facilitator on behalf of Friendly Computer for your next operation, troubleshooters. I'm happy to see you all decanted successfully. Please take a seat. There are no chairs in front of the table.
Okay, so I'll just sit crisscross applesauce?
All right.
I might sit on the desk.
Marka, thanks to Patreon member Marka Lyons, scoots his seat back when you sit on the desk, Austin.
Yeah, thank you. This is comfortable.
Corey?
I just stand there.
Standing is treason. One treason star. Fuck.
So what are treason stars?
Well, they're stars you get. And if you get enough, you're treasonous.
Okay.
So, Corey, why don't you introduce your character that got its first treason star?
Okay. Character names. We chose our own name, and then we all had an R. I can't remember what that stands for.
That is your security clearance for R for red.
Okay. And then we chose 3 letters, and that's where we're from, correct?
Basically. That's the section of Alpha Complex where you're from. Yeah.
Okay. And then a number, which is how many times we've been cloned, correct?
Yep.
Okay. Mm-hmm. The name I chose for my character is Awana -R-OCK-666.
I see.
Yeah. So he's been cloned 666 times. I will say Awana, having been cloned that time, is dealing with some issues. He sometimes thinks he's talking to his second cousin, Tommy, who lives across the street.
Is that right?
Yeah.
What do they talk about?
They don't get along that well.
What service group is your character from?
The service group of IntSec, which is internal security, kind of the secret police.
Yes. Todd, what about your character that's sitting crisscross applesauce?
Well, hi there. My name is Hank-R-ASS-69.
And your security group?
I work for PowerServe. I'm an electrician.
PowerServe is a very important part of Alpha Complex. Computer commends you. You may take 10 XP. Austin?
Oh, yeah. My service group is the HPD NMC. That's housing and something development and mind control. I'm basically a janitor and the propaganda person. My name's Jeffrey-R-NXS-34227.
Jesus.
I've been cloned a lot.
Yeah. Pain racks your body. Remove 10 XP.
Oh, no.
Ooh.
Propaganda is a no-no word, Jeffrey. We don't use no-no words in Alpha Complex.
I'm sorry.
Hey, Jeffrey, take my advice. Listen to the computer.
Tommy, come get your fucking cat. He's pissing in my rose bush again. Fucking god damn it.
So the facilitator claps his hands together. Well, troubleshooters, we've got a big job today. As you know, everything is fine here at Alpha Complex. But we do need some troubleshooters to head down to the NWCRF7 just to make everything okie dokie there, make sure everything is still fine in Alpha Complex. Now, you guys know that NWCRF7 stands for Nuclear Waste Containment and Recreational Facility 7. Yeah, there's a number of these. They're storage sites for, of course, nuclear waste, and they also host children's playgrounds.
Okay.
So we have had to seal off, cordon off, bar, if you will, with friendly barricades in WCRF7 because of some unreported and unverified deaths. Well, massacres is the technical term.
I guess the technical term would actually be alleged massacres.
Alleged massacres.
Yeah, give me my 10 XP back.
Asking for XP could be considered treasonous.
Oh, no.
And he finger guns you. That's okay. Watch yourself, Jeffrey. The computer voice blares through the room.
No.
Yeah, so one of the mechanics in the game is drawing the attention of computer. That's why every time you'll roll the dice, you'll roll your computer dice. So pick out a specific one of your dice, and that is your computer die.
Okay.
If you roll a 6, it means computer is watching.
Okay.
This is not good. Or it's great.
Is this like when you're talking about how you want a taco and then your phone shows you nothing but taco ads for like a week?
Yeah, yes,
Okay.
it's similar. Except always good, citizen. Computer's attention should be welcomed, and it will be.
I like looking at taco pictures, so it's fine.
So Marka stands up. He walks over to a nearby storage locker, which is just inset in the wall. He pulls it back, and there are 3 radiation suits inside. Says, hey, fellas, I recommend you take over these recreational fun suits and make sure there are no holes, because who wants holes in their recreational fun suit, right? Okay, good luck. But of course, you don't need luck because you're troubleshooters. Right, computer? You annoy me.
Oh, God.
And so Marka is sweating a bit, but he gives you each a radiation suit. I'm sorry, recreational fun suit.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
I appreciate everything you do for us, computer.
Thank you. I'm happy to work for the citizens of Alpha Complex.
Tommy! And Becky needs a foot medicine, Tommy.
So
Get off the fucking Nintendo for a minute of your goddamn life. Fucking
so who's your character talking to when he's just yelling these random?
just into the wind, pretty much.
So he doesn't think the computer is Tommy.
In his mind, he's on the stoop.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure.
Yelling across the street.
Mass cloning can have deleterious side effects, citizens. Take note.
Yeah, look at Tommy. Fucking never done anything for nobody.
So you guys get the radiation suits, and you get a map to nearby NWCRF7. And then without much more fanfare, Marka opens the door to this room, which leads out onto a street where wind is gusting, and it smells cinnamony.
Tommy, put your fucking windbreaker on.
And he quickly rushes you out, and the moment you're outside in the hot wind, you can hear the Geiger counters inside the radiation suits going...
Tommy, pick a radio station and stay on it.
You look to the north, and there's a giant plume of fire stretching into the heavens, and you can feel your skin getting hotter. To the north, where the giant fire is racing into the sky, is NWCRF7.
Tommy, you're gonna burn that fucking hamburger, I told you.
In the distance, you think you hear screams. You're in a city street that is otherwise deserted. There's a hot wind blowing the radiation in your direction. What would you like to do?
Tommy, quit trying to sing. You're no D. Snyder.
Oh, those aren't screams. That's just prolonged laughter.
A security camera on a nearby building wall zooms towards you guys. What are you going to do?
I've got a goddamn job to do, and I'm going to do it.
All right.
Tommy hasn't worked in weeks.
Yeah, I guess we're going to try to make our way toward the fucking Marvel Pillar of Light.
So as no one put on their radiation suit, everyone is hurt now.
Okay.
So mark hurt on your character sheets.
Oh,
Shit.
shit.
I didn't realize we had to specify.
Well, that's one of the rules of the game you don't know.
Oh.
5 stages of injury are fine, which you start at: hurt, injured, maimed, and dead.
Can we step back inside and put our radiation suits on?
The door to the inside is apparently sealed and locked and does not respond to attempts to open it.
Okay, I put on my radiation suit with my arms.
Okay. You put your radiation suit on. It helps, but you notice there are a number of small holes in your suit.
Ah, fuck.
All right, I'll put mine on too.
Okay. You put yours on. There are a number of small holes.
I mean, fuck it. I can't wait to meet 228.
Are you going to leave your radiation suit on or off?
Yeah, I'm going to put mine on.
Okay. There's a number of holes in it. What do you guys do next? You have your radiation suits on, which does make the wind slightly less hot, but you notice each of your suits have holes in them.
Where are the holes on my suit?
Just at random locations. There's like 2 in the stuff. They're very small holes. They're not large.
Oh, okay.
They look. Would you like to examine them?
Sure.
What stat and skill are you going to use to examine them?
Now, am I choosing one of the main 4 stats or one of the skills underneath that?
You could choose one of the main 4 stats that makes sense to you here, one of your skills.
Okay, I'll choose operate under
Okay.
mechanics.
All right.
I have a +5 in operate.
Well, you pick a stat and a skill to roll together
So mechanics and operate?
if you want.
Okay. So I have a 1 in mechanics and a +5 in operate.
Okay. So that would be 6 dice plus 1 from your computer, plus your computer die, I should say. So you'll roll 7 dice altogether.
Okay. And these are all D6s in this game.
Yep, all D6s.
Okay. Am I adding these together?
No, you're going to tell me what you're looking for are 5s and 6s.
Absolutely none.
So there is supposed to be in the belt on these radiation suits some tape to secure them, secure holes. Yours is empty. You notice that Hank has a full tape dispenser on his belt. And also, these holes are roughly bullet sized,
Oh, okay.
or laser beam sized, I should say.
Okay. Now, I rolled a 4 on my computer dice. Is it only when you roll a 6 that it's activated?
Only when you roll a 6.
Gotcha.
As far as you know.
Hey there, Hank. My tape's out. Can I borrow some of yours?
Well, I reckon that depends. Are you going to use it for some sort of treasonous activity in opposition to our computer?
No, it's the holes in my suit, man.
Okay, I tear off an inch piece and give it to you.
I've had multiple holes here, Hank. God damn.
That's all you get.
God damn, you're worse than Tommy's fucking cat.
So, Corey, you can seal one of the holes in your suit. Todd, does Hank seal the holes in his own suit?
Yes.
All right, those are sealed. Corey, you're still eating radiation, and so are you, Austin.
Yeah, Hank, do you mind if I seal up a couple of holes in my suit as well, please?
Hank pulls the last piece of tape off of the roll and places it on the last remaining hole, which is near his elbow, and says, "Oh, well, would you look at that? All out."
No.
Todd, you get 50 XP.
God damn it.
So what do you guys want to do?
From where we are, is there any sort of infrastructure, like ductwork, any kind of thing leading to where the world is basically on fire?
Yeah.
Sure.
In like a tape store.
So you guys are standing on essentially a sidewalk in a city street. There's buildings all around you, and you're essentially standing on a road that leads straight to this giant pillar of fire coming out of NWCR F7, which appears to be a giant nuclear power plant. The streets around you are deserted, though you do see a couple of bodies here and there on the street. How they died, you can't be sure. There's an immense amount of debris blowing past you. The wind is very strong, probably at least 30-mile-per-hour winds.
Yeah.
There are no signs to indicate building storefronts or anything like that, because signs are treason. In the distance, you do hear a siren from internal security forces doing something, and the ground shakes as another massive explosion rips out of NWCR F7. You see a children's slide pushed into the air on a column of fire.
Well, fellas, I got a job to do for computer, and I'm going to do it. So I'm going to head right toward the fire and see if I can't figure out a way to extinguish it.
Yeah, all right, fuck it. I'll go with you.
Yeah, I think it's time to just get on with it.
Plus, as we're walking up there, we might be able to see a bunch of dead bodies.
I don't want that.
You do. As you approach, walking up the street in the radioactive hot wind, you do see a number of bodies in civilian clothing. And apparently some of them have been ripped into pieces, it looks like.
Hank inspects each one with his torch.
All right.
Awana looks to the bodies, but what he sees is different. Tommy, quit throwing your fucking chicken wing bones in the street. God damn it, man.
Todd, if you want, you can roll your brains and science to inspect the bodies.
I will do that. So I have a 2 in brains and a +2 in science.
Okay.
So that's 4d6.
And your computer die. And you're using your torch, your flashlight.
Yes.
So you get an extra die for your level 1 torch.
So that's 6
It is.
d6s altogether.
Yeah.
Correct. I rolled 2 6s and a 3 on my computer die.
Okay. So this body has been ripped in half by something of terrible strength. Also, it's starting to smoke slightly, but you assume that's the radiation. This person is in a damaged radiation containment suit, and there's tape on their belt.
Dibs.
Shut.
Whoever smelled the Delta.
If you would like to spend 10 XP, your compatriots will not yet notice this before you have a chance to put it in your own pocket, should you wish to.
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
God damn.
Corey, Austin, your wounds increase to injured. The radiation is seeping into your bones. Things that you didn't know could hurt are starting to hurt.
While Hank is examining the bodies, can I try to use some kind of stealth to remove at least his elbow piece of tape off of his arm?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So stealth and chutzpah, is what it sounds like.
Okay, I have a -2 in stealth and a 2 in chutzpah.
Okay, so you're going to roll 2 dice for your chutzpah,
Okay.
2 dice for your -2,
Oh, God.
and 1 for computer. Now, when you're rolling minus dice, any 1, 2, 3, or 4 negate successes.
Okay. So this is stupid.
Yep.
But I said I was going to do it. I'm a man of my word, Tommy, unlike you fucking prick. Okay, I got a 5 and a 6, but I also got a 1 and a 4. So that's just
So you got no successes.
Okay, thanks.
What did your computer die get?
1.
Okay. So you snatch the tape off, but Hank feels it, and he turns to see you holding the piece of tape he put on his elbow.
What?
Well, I just don't think that's right. Stealing my tape? I'm going to have to report this to computer.
Fine, go ahead and be a fucking narc.
There are no narcs for computer. There are only friends.
Yeah, nobody likes a fucking tattletale, buddy. I'm keeping the tape.
I heard my name, computer here. The sound blazes from all directions.
Ah, fuck.
Did someone say computer and report?
Yes, computer? I would just like to inform you that my compatriot Awana here stole a piece of my tape, putting my elbow in danger.
Endangering an elbow is not treason.
Yeah, fucker.
But saying narc is.
How?
Computer sees and hears all, Iwana. Increase treason stars by 2.
Ah, shit.
You are restricted. Good job reporting in the not treason.
All hail computer.
What a fucking...
A drone will be sent to your location with a bomb. You may take the bomb.
Thank you.
So in the distance, you guys see a small drone approaching. Then an explosion blows it out of the air. And apparently the bomb on it detonates, devastating a city block.
Oh. Tommy, quit throwing rocks.
I forget how fun this is. Let's go to the nuclear reactor.
So you guys are continuing on to the nuclear reactor.
Yes.
Walking down the street, there are more bodies, and everyone you see coming down a side street, a giant 8-foot tall hulking thing. It's a humanoid figure, twisted and misshapen, wearing a suit of armor that it's clearly bloating out of. This is obviously some sort of mutant, perhaps affected by the radiation, you don't know, but it is lumbering towards you, almost strolling. What would you like to do? It is coming in your direction from a side street.
Do we try to make a run for it?
Hank draws his red laser pistol.
All right.
All right, you gonna stand and fight?
Look here, you big-ass muchacho. I'm a crack shot. And he aims the laser pistol at the mutant.
All right.
Tommy, when was the last time you gave this cat a bath? It looks like shit.
As if in response to that, the mutant looks in your direction. Tommy! Me!
Ah, fuck you.
You do see Tommy crudely written on the top of the armor.
I know.
Austin, what is Jeffrey doing?
Jeffrey's gonna stand and watch for a moment.
Okay.
See how this first confrontation goes.
All right.
He has his Skinner stick at the ready.
What's a Skinner stick?
It's basically a cattle prod. It's a kind of a pacification device for anybody in my service division.
Okay.
Todd, roll your guns and violence.
All right, I have a 2 in violence and a +2 in guns.
And don't forget computer.
I have computer.
Computer is always watching.
So that is going to be 5. There's 2 2s, a 4, and a 1, and my computer is a 2, so
So you got nothing.
I got nothing.
Well, what you really needed was 5 successes. Oh. So Hank levels this laser pistol, fires at the mutant. It scorches its shoulder. The mutant doesn't seem to react. It just slowly swivels its head, looks at its shoulder, and goes, "Oh, Tommy is infuriated. Violence button!" And charges forward with surprising speed, barrels into Hank, lifts him above its head, goes, "Ah, Tommy!" and rips Hank in half. Todd, you are dead.
Oh.
Your entrails spill all over Jeffrey and Iwana.
Hey, look at that tape!
I'm getting the fucking tape. Out of my fucking way.
I have tape! And the mutant pulls a roll of tape from its own belt, which is covered partially in its mutating flesh.
Hey, Tommy, I know we've had our disagreements. Can I have some tape, please?
While he's negotiating with the mutant, Jeffrey picks up the tape.
Well, the mutant gives Iwana all the tape that they need.
Hey, thanks, Tommy.
Okay.
Then it offers the tape to Jeffrey.
Oh, well, that's so nice. Thank you very much.
I'm Tommy!
Tommy, go clean the cat box, buddy. Come on now.
All right!
Yeah.
I'm a commie mutant traitor!
You can't let Aunt Becky do every fucking thing for you, Tommy.
So inside your radiation containment suits, you do hear a voice. Remember, encountering a mutant and not killing it is treason.
It's my fucking cousin.
But then if you leave him unmolested, Tommy moves on and starts wandering down the street.
Okay.
Todd, you step out of a cloning tube back inside Marca's room. He looks up from a skin mag and hastily...
Actually, a magazine made out of skin.
Not
Yeah.
pornography at all.
No. It's the
fucking Wall Street Journal.
It's actually like a indie zine.
Yeah, it's about staplers.
It's the Necronomicon.
It was like, oh, hello. Well, that was fast. Did you fix it? I mean, excuse me. Did you find that everything was not wrong?
You know what? The last thing I remember is tape.
Well, tape can be a very dangerous substance. Get out there, kid. I'm sure you're going to do fine. Appear to be all out of radiation suits.
Okay, well, tell computer I said thank you. I got a job to do. I'm going to do it, god dang it.
Okay. You leave
Yes.
and immediately step into a hot, searing wind. You are hurt.
Yes. I don't even have to erase that. It's still there.
You quickly catch up to your compatriots.
Remind me, Kyle, we don't have an infinite amount of clones, right?
No.
How many do we have total?
You have 6 left when you start the game.
Okay.
You can be cloned 6 times. So Todd is down to 5.
Okay, gotcha.
So Hank quickly catches back up to Jeffrey and Awana.
Hey there, fellas. Have we repaired the problem yet?
He says as there's a giant column of nuclear fire a block away.
No, we haven't, but we made an agreement that if we find any more tape, we'll share it freely amongst us.
And I ain't giving you shit.
Well, at this point, I would have to have enough tape to wrap myself up like a dang dome mummy, so we'd have to find a tape store or like a tape treasure chest or like the Walmart of tapes or, Planet Tape.
Hey, Tommy, don't forget to tape Aunt Becky's stories. She's at work. You wouldn't know about that, you fuck.
In the distance, you hear, Tommy! And
Hey, bud.
thumping footsteps coming back your
Oh,
direction.
God.
Hank again draws his pistol.
Hey,
I think we should actually keep moving.
Hank, I wouldn't. That's my cousin, and I'm going to get pissed if you do.
So, do you guys move on, or do you stay there to wait for Tommy to return?
No, let's move on.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you guys advance closer to NWCRF7, which you get out the front of. It is clearly a large, massive industrial complex.
Real quick, did Hank get his radiation suit off of his corpse?
He could have. It's ripped in half.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, no.
And no tape to be seen.
There is a huge wheel of tape, of course, on Jeffrey's belt from what Tommy gave him.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey, fellas, I don't mind telling you, I kind of feel like my entire body is on fire.
Smells like shit. I smell burnt hair.
You are now injured, Todd, and the three of you approach the outside of NWCRF7, the front of which is a large pair of huge doors made of metal, and there is, not a pile, but a group of dead bodies out front as if these people were fleeing out of the nuclear waste containment recreational facility.
Do any of them have radiation suits?
They're all in radiation suits, and they've all been shot in the back by a laser.
Hey, don't run.
Running is treason.
You're going to hurt yourself, too. It's stupid.
Hank is going to take a radiation suit from one of the corpses.
All right, it does have a hole in it.
Say, wouldn't you fellas like to trade something for some of that tape so I
I'll
can tape up
absolutely
this?
trade you. What you got?
Fuck you.
I got
I'm the one with the tape.
I got a flashlight here. It's
I'll
pretty
take
cool.
it.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Now, somebody will have to tape the tape to over the hole in Hank's back because, of course, the shot is in his back.
Yeah, I totally got this.
You gonna tape me up there, buddy?
Yeah,
Austin, are you going to tape the hole on the back of his suit?
I am.
All right. Roll your, I don't know, this sounds like probably mechanics and engineer.
Okay, I have 0 in engineer, but I have 2 in mechanics.
Tommy, brush this cat's fucking teeth for once.
Does the tape also count as a piece of equipment?
Oh, yeah, it does. Yeah.
Okay, so then I'm rolling 4 die total. So I got 2 5s and a 4, but I got a 6 on my computer die.
So Jeffrey does tape Hank's suit, so it is now a secure radiation suit. And you notice there are security cameras outside of NWCRF7. They zoom in on you.
I appreciate that there, compadre.
You're welcome. Thanks for the flashlight.
Tommy, put your fucking shoes on. Walking in cat piss.
Trading equipment can sometimes be treason. Let's all be careful that we don't commit treason. In the distance, you hear a multi-laser firing and people screaming. Not like those people.
You know what? I'm just going to say it, fellas. I truly believe that everyone here, all these bodies and all them screaming and everything, I think they're getting what they deserve.
For once, I agree with you.
Sight unseen.
So the interior of NWCRF-7 beckons.
All right. Let's
Say
go in.
2 big metal doors, you say? Is it locked?
No, it's open.
Okay.
Because the bodies, people had to run out before they're
Oh, yeah,
shot
yeah,
by
yeah.
computer. I mean, someone.
All right, well, I reckon we're running into the breach then, fellers.
Hey, fucking knock first. Be polite.
Do you knock on the doors?
I don't.
Okay.
Okay.
Hank just runs in.
Awana knocks on the door. He's got fucking manners.
You hear a voice. While knocking is not required, the politeness is appreciated. Take 275,000 XP.
Thank you. Thank you. For once, I get something.
Walking into NWCRF-7, an entirely safe and completely family-friendly nuclear waste containment and recreational facility, is like walking into a furnace. The heat is intense. It's all radioactive. You're in a corridor blackened by fire. There are sirens going off somewhere. Electricity sparks from the few still functional lights. And everything in the distance is silhouetted by a huge inferno. Also, it is very obvious that this is a fully, well, once upon a time, functional nuclear reactor and not simply a nuclear waste containment facility.
Of course.
Still, there are some lights on. Correct?
There are still currently some lights on. Also, your Geiger counters appear to have stopped working.
Of course.
Oh no, they're just locked out at max.
Oh. Hey, Tommy, bring me a AAA.
It also seems like your radiation containment suits may be melting.
Are there any structures around buildings?
Yeah, you're in a corridor that extends into the distance. Like you could see the fire at the end of it, the pillar.
Can we see like any kind of control room, anything like that?
Yeah, there are steps going up on either side. Once you're at like a T junction.
Okay.
There's steps to either side. The corridor continues on straight ahead. There's a sign nearby that says waste containment control room, and then an arrow. Yeah.
Well, fellas, I'm going to see if I can't find the breaker box.
Okay, Todd, you see a sign to the left that says electronic controls, but below it says green clearance required.
Is it behind a closed door, or is there...
No, it's just an arrow pointing down a corridor.
Okay. Well, I may not have the clearance, but I do have a job to do, and that's priority number 1, so I'm going to head down this way, fellers.
All right, you check that way. I'm going to check one of these bodies to see if they got a clearance card or anything.
Okay, so Todd heads down the corridor to the left. Austin is checking many of the bodies in and outside, presumably. You can check those as well.
Sure.
Corey, what is Awana doing?
Awana's going back outside.
Okay.
Hey, later, guys. I got to go berate Tommy. Tommy, quit feeding Red Hots to the fucking squirrels. Shitting everywhere.
So what is Awana doing? They go outside.
Awana is going to check outside to see if there's any kind of access to like a power grid or anything like that, like running into the facility.
So you do see giant power lines connected to the facility to the west.
Okay, Awana's going towards that.
Okay. There's like a huge electrical substation right there beside the, obviously, nuclear power plant, lines running into the nuclear power plant. There's sparks coming off the substation.
Okay, Awana turns it off.
Okay.
Is there an option for that?
Yeah, there's a control shack nearby. The door is open.
Okay, I enter that.
All right. And, there's controls everywhere. What stat and skill are you using?
Well, I guess this is mechanics again.
Yeah, this sounds like operate in mechanics.
Okay. I have a 1 in mechanics and a +5 in operate. So I'm rolling 6 dice plus the computer die, right? Mm-hmm. Got 1 5 and 1 6, so 2 successes and a 1 on the computer die.
Okay, so this substation was designed to both feed power to the nuclear power plant, because a nuclear power plant does need an incoming power line of a small amount of power to function, and then it would feed the power coming out of the power plant to other areas in Alpha Complex. Awana deactivates all of them, and all the lights in NWCRF-7 go out. Todd, Hank is walking down the corridor toward the electrical controls when all the lights go out.
I think this is the portion of the show where we should bring up the treason and violence buttons.
Okay.
Because Hank's treason button is triggered by the lights going out.
Yes.
Hank's violence button is also triggered by the lights going out.
Oh,
So you had just almost gotten to a room marked electrical controls, green clearance only, the lights go out, and you hear a voice from inside the room, "Oh my gosh! All the lights are out! Is anybody out there?"
Yeah, there's somebody out there. It's your worst goddamn nightmare.
Chuck E. Cheese!
Guess again, it's Billy Bob, fucker.
So you see a flashlight, a torch come on inside that room. Like there's a porthole in the door, and you see a head looking out at you. I'm Mary U, HIL 3986.
Oh, no.
Hank draws his laser pistol.
Oh, no. What do you do with the laser pistol?
Fire.
All right.
At the head.
Roll your guns and violence. And, of course, one for the laser pistol and one for computer.
Oh, that's 3 6s.
Oh, what did computer roll?
A 1.
Okay. So the head evaporates in a pink mist.
God damn it.
There's a hole through the door. You can see the flashlight rolling around on the floor. The person is still screaming. They're apparently alive, sort of. partially defaced. Yeah, you just killed Mary Hill. Again.
Patreon member. Thank you, Mary.
So somewhere, Mary U HIL clone 3987 steps out of a decanting tube.
Oh, no.
It's immediately eaten by Tommy. Austin, you're searching the bodies for clearance cards.
Yeah.
What skill and stat are you using?
I would say this is a task for Brains and Alpha Complex just to know where to look for this type of stuff, but I also have an Alpha Complex skill of -5.
Yeah, I agree. It's Brains and Alpha Complex. So.
All right, so then I'm rolling 2 for Brains, 1 for the computer, and 5 Alpha Complex. All right, well, those are all 1 through 4s, so I got 5 failures.
And how many successes?
None.
Sure.
And the computer's a 5.
You hear a voice, searching dead bodies for security clearance cards is treason. In the distance, you hear a roar.
Oh, no.
You look up in the sky and you see a missile contrail.
All right, well, I guess it's time to get inside. I don't really need a card.
Well, unfortunately, before Jeffrey can get inside, the street is pulverized by a surface-to-surface missile designed to kill only traitors.
Oh, no.
His body is ripped into pieces. Inside NWCRF-7, at a new cloning tank, the new Jeffrey emerges to klaxons wailing, a dark room, and lots of dead clones piled before him, all dead of intense radiation poisoning. You are hurt.
Boom, I'm here. Everything hurts.
Yeah, there's still another clone in the corner melting. Ah! All the radiation suits are gone.
And that clone is named Mary Hill.
Yeah, she puts her red laser pistol under her chin.
No.
And the rest is left to your imagination.
So is this inside that control room?
You're inside a cloning facility somewhere in the nuclear facility.
Okay. All right.
You don't know exactly where, though there is a handily marked fire escape notice on the wall, and you are next to the control room. Also right across from hall from what's called radiation containment suits, green clearance only.
All right, well, let's take a look over there.
It says green clearance only, but the room is full of fresh, pristine radiation containment suits.
Is there a window in the door?
Oh, the door's open.
Well, it's time. Oh.
But it says green clearance only.
All right, well, desperate times, and he just walks in to take a suit.
The suits are apparently mined. So, in the bowels of the facility, Hank hears an explosion rattle it as Jeffrey unintentionally triggers a cluster mine in the radiation containment suits room because he had improper clearance.
For the next 30 minutes, a Jeffrey clone reawakens
And doesn't remember what killed him.
and sees a room marked containment suits.
But I'm going to say you do see what's left of your previous body in the hallway.
It takes a couple of tries, but I do finally put it together.
Yeah. How many clones do you want to go through?
Let's say 2.
Okay, that's fair. I'll say 2, and then you can automatically dismantle a cluster mine and get a radiation containment suit.
Okay.
Yeah, well, you spent 2 clones.
Okay, I'm on 34,230.
Todd, in the electronics control room, Mary Hill's body is there. The lights are out, but some subsystems are still active on auxiliary power. Mm-hmm. What are you going to do?
I'm going to destroy those because my treason has been triggered.
All right, you're destroying all those things with your red laser pistol. Corey,
No.
Oh.
I am using my corrode.
Oh, well, what is that?
It's my mutant power, Kyle.
Oh.
I can turn metal into warm, ashy goo.
Oh, my God.
Just by touching it. And it says, rarely affects your own hands, hardly ever.
Okay, so what? This sounds like demolitions,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And mechanics.
Uh-huh.
And roll that with computer.
Okay. I have a 3 in mechanics and a +1 in demolitions. So,
Oh, there you go.
So that's 4. So yeah, he's just gonna like, fuck this, and he just starts touching everything he can that's metal, just to like melt it all, hopefully beyond repair.
Sure.
Okay, there's 1 6, and then I got a 2 on the computer.
Okay. So you're melting everything in the electronics control room. Corey, outside, the substation is deactivated. The fire is still going, of course, but there's no more power feeding into the nuclear facility. What is Awana going to do?
So Awana's been sitting out there for a while.
Sure.
While all this shit's been going on.
Multiple explosions racked the building in the course of that time, seemingly disparate from the nuclear fire.
I think that Awana's treason button has been enabled.
Oh.
You've been bored for almost 10 minutes straight. So I think what Awana's going to do, treasonously... So you said the control room controls power going into the station and out of the station, correct?
Yeah, a nuclear power plant actually requires a small amount of outside electricity to properly function.
Okay. So did me turning that off, that just shut down electricity to the place?
Yeah, the electricity that was still maintained in areas such as where Hank was turned out.
Okay.
But the pillar of fire is still there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the main reactor is on fire.
Okay.
It's a Chernobyl.
Okay. Iwana is going to direct the energy coming out of the station, and you said it powers several sections of the city, right?
It did, yeah.
Okay. Can I crank that to maximum to try to send more energy outside and into the city?
Well, if you did that right now with the out-of-control radiation burning through the reactor, all you would do is pour deadly radiation throughout Alpha Complex.
Okay.
Okay.
That sounds treasonous.
Tommy, you leave every light on in the fucking house, your power bill's going to be crazy. Not yours, it's Aunt Becky's. You don't pay for shit.
So I feel like you would have to be an engineer to do this properly.
Okay.
So mechanics and engineer?
Okay, my engineer's -2, my mechanics is 1.
Okay. And make sure you roll computer.
So total of 4 die here. That's 2 successes -1. I got a 4 on one of the die, and the computer's a 3. So 1 success.
So you attempt to flood portions of Alpha Complex with radiation. Unfortunately, the controls are far too damaged inside the nuclear facility to let that happen. It hasn't been getting power out for some time. You would have to go in to repair a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
But on the bonus side, you do irrevocably damage this substation. It is on fire now.
Okay. Iwana runs.
Okay. In the control room, where Jeffrey finally made it, in his pristine green clearance radiation containment suit, the control room is in remarkably good order. It says orange clearance only on the door.
Okay.
Do you go inside?
Is the door closed?
No.
Oh, okay.
There's a sign on one of the main engineer's seat that says, "Gone for lunch, be back 1 hour."
Jeffrey's going to look around for some spare body part.
Oh, there's no dead bodies in here.
Oh, there's not?
No, it's perfectly clean.
Am I in the room already?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. I was worried about like a laser grid over the door or some shit.
No. Why would you worry about that in Alpha Complex, citizen?
No, everything's safe. Hey, computer.
Yes, you rang? Whoa. Hey. Hi, Jeffrey. I think we have a little bit of a no-no.
Oh, what's that?
Someone's in a green clearance radiation containment suit in an orange clearance control room. Oopsie daisy.
Yeah, I had to improvise just to make sure that everything's A-okay. I'm not seeing anything wrong so far.
Well, I think you're going to have to try to convince Computer that you're not doing anything treasonous, because this is very suspicious to Computer.
Okay.
Are you doing anything treasonous?
I don't think I am, because, you know, dress for the job you want.
Roll your charm and chutzpah.
Okay. I have a 2 in chutzpah and a +1 in charm.
And, of course, Computer.
Yep. Does the suit count as a tool for my argument?
In this case, I don't think so.
Okay, so a total of 4 dice. All right, I got 1 success and a 2 on the computer.
Jeffrey, you have chutzpah. I like it. Treason star to 3. Security clearance advanced to green.
Oh, thank you.
Don't push your luck, fucker. So, you have a new security clearance. Green. which means red lasers will no longer affect you.
Ooh. All right. So while we're on a roll, hey, what say I mosey into this orange clearance room and take a look and just make sure everything's all hunky-dory?
So in the control room, appears that it just hasn't been properly. Appears like somebody just went to lunch and that's when everything went out of control. Though there does seem to be a problem in main electrical, and also the exterior substation is on fire.
What I think I should do, computer, is adjust all the controls so that I just make sure that everything that's totally okay now just continues being okay, and then I'll head back home.
Well, that's a great idea, Jeffrey, because obviously everything is okay here, and we want to make sure everything is A-okay here.
Okay, well, that's totally what I'm doing.
Excellent. Toodaloo. Todd?
I'm assuming it's still dark.
It's still dark. You've melted everything metal that you could get your hands on in the electrical area.
Hank pauses and listens, and he hears Jeffrey talking to computer,
Okay.
and he takes off running in that direction.
Yeah, so you run in that direction. You go upstairs to the control room, and there's auxiliary power here. The lights are on.
Hank kind of shudders a little bit, and senses come back to him. God dang it, I hate it when them lights go out. I just kind of black out and don't remember what happened. Hey, Jeffrey.
Hey, how's it going?
I heard you were talking to computer. Did you do what computer said?
I did. I actually got a promotion.
Oh, well, that's good. Then I don't have to kill you.
Oh, okay. That's great.
Corey, where is Awana?
Awana's going to go look for Tommy.
Okay.
The giant mutant.
Sure. What skill instead are you using to look for Tommy? How well do you know your way around Alpha Complex? Or do you want to use the psychology of a mutant like Tommy to try to figure out where they would have gone?
I know fucking Tommy. I know how he thinks that it ain't much.
Well, you're not wrong.
Yeah, I'll use psychology. I have a 0 in brains and a 0 in psychology.
Perfect.
So what am I rolling here?
You're
Computer,
rolling
I guess.
computer.
That's a 6.
Nice.
So you're walking around in the streets outside NWCRF 7. A security camera focuses on you, and a hologram appears inside the heads-up display of your radiation containment suit. It's a kind of a benign male face. Hello, Awana. I couldn't help but notice you're not in NWCRF 7 where you're supposed to be taking care of everything that's fine there. What an oopsie you. But I think that's a treason star. Treason star. The way to keep yourself out of treason is to not get any.
Okay, I now have 3 treason stars.
I'm going to have to restrict much of your access outside of NWCRF 7 to make sure you stay there. Every minute you're not inside NWCRF 7, I will insert a small, slow-acting poison into your bloodstream via the comp system inside your cerebral cortex.
Whoa. Calm down there, computer. Look, I'm still doing my job. It's just in a different fashion than you would think.
Now, the good thing about this poison is that it is intensely painful.
No, hold on. Before you poison me, I'm doing something. I'm trying to do things.
Can you convince computer of this with are you using bluff or charm?
Using bluff.
Okay, so roll your chutzpah and your bluff.
I can't let you in on everything right now, computer, even though I love you. But trust me, I've got some shit. So I have a 2 in chutzpah, a 4 in bluff.
Yep.
God damn, this is the worst day of my life. I got 1 5.
What did you roll on computer?
4.
I appreciate your honesty. However, I'm still going to use that slow-acting poison, and I'm going to dispatch a correction unit to your location.
Ah, fuck.
And nearby you hear, Tommy!
Tommy, do you still have warrants?
And you can hear computer directing Tommy to you.
Okay.
But you are now maimed.
Oh, God, okay.
The poison is intensely painful, and you feel sickened and nauseous. Tommy comes around a corner. There's a variety of foreign material, looks like shrapnel, stuck in his body, and he's carrying the severed head of a man in a combat helmet.
Okay.
Tommy!
Hey, Tom.
So, Corey, Iwana and Tommy are standing in the street outside the nuclear containment facility. Inside, Hank and Jeffrey are in the control room. Or, well, is Hank inside the control room or outside of it, Todd? Because it is orange security clearance only.
Oh, he's outside of it, but
Okay.
just where he can converse with Jeffrey.
Okay. Austin?
So I'm using the controls.
Alrighty.
So I think this is going to be mechanics and program.
Depends on what you're doing.
I'm trying to discern how the reactor can be powered down to neutralize the threat.
Sure. So I think that's definitely, it's going to be operate in mechanics. Is that what you said?
Mechanics and program.
Mechanics and program. Yes, definitely.
All right, so I have a +5 in program and a 2 in mechanics. All right, I rolled 3 6s, one of which was computer.
Okay, interesting. Computer suddenly, a full hologram of computer appears inside the control room next to Jeffrey. Jeffrey, what are you doing? You appear to have activated the definitely not there nuclear warhead secured in the subbasement of NWCRF-7. I urge you not to hit that switch. This would destroy the entire facility and this large portion of Alpha Complex, which is definitely the only Alpha Complex on this planet where you're all definitely from.
Yes, computer, that is correct. My secret society, Purge, whose objective is to destroy all and start over, will finally be successful.
You motherfucker.
But wait, Hank, standing outside,
Okay.
says, "Well, Jeffrey, I just got to say, I'm very disappointed in you. You should love Computer. Why haven't you accepted Computer as your personal Lord and Savior?"
Because I have 3 trays and stars, I don't want them.
Well, you know what? I judge you to be a heretic, and I am going to have to murder you now for Computer.
Get him, Hank. Get that son of a bitch.
That's fine. I'm successful in my programming of the warhead, and when I reawaken again in a new clone facility, I will go meet my secret society members and be congratulated for finally doing something right once in my 34,230 clones.
Computer, can I be upgraded to orange clearance so I can beat Jeffrey to death?
Immediately.
So, because I can't use my laser pistol because he's green clearance and lasers don't work. So, I'm just
right.
going to run in, and as the world ends, I'm going to pistol whip him.
Okay, I'm going to try to shoot him as he comes in.
All right, so pick your stat and your skills and roll.
At this moment, the doors burst open. Awana straddling Tommy around his shoulders enters the area and screams, "Purge for life!" Because Awana is also a member of the secret society Purge who wants to destroy everything and start over. And Tommy will do whatever.
Yeah, he's fine with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys both pick Purge.
Nice.
I want to get Hank. He's trying to stop us.
Awana now uses his mutant powers of telepathy to speak silently to others mind to mind. He enters Hank's brain
Okay.
and in the voice of Computer says, "Say there, Hank, wouldn't you like to not feel pain anymore? Why don't you go ahead and pop your own top and I'll get you a brand new body in a safer place."
I love you, Computer. I'm going to be honest with you. That'd be incredible. That'd be amazing. You're the best, Computer. I love you. You might even say I worship you.
Fucking die.
All right, so let's see. So Todd, is Hank ending his own life?
Computer says, so yes.
Hurry the fuck up.
So Hank, before he charges into this control room, eats a laser blast. Mm-hmm. And then Tommy and Awana are cheering as Jeffrey hits the detonation button and teleports away.
What? Did you pick teleport? I did.
Son of a bitch.
I hit the button, and Jeffrey teleports away. With the caveat, the potential difficulty for teleporting is that you should not forget to teleport with your gear.
Sure.
Did you leave the tape?
5 miles away, a naked Jeffrey suddenly bamps into existence.
And right into the blast wave of an expanding atomic cloud.
Oh, shit.
He is soaked in radiation. And dead.
Meanwhile, Awana is furiously taping his entire body to try to survive the blast.
You are all dead. Thank you for playing Paranoia.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, the nukes went off. I mean, Jeffrey was successful.
Yeah.
Hank's secret society was the FCCCP that worships the computer as God and punishes heathens and heretics.
Oh,
Nice.
Got it.
Okay.
Well, that's Paranoia.
Yeah.
It's a perfectly fine cooperative RPG designed for players from 2 to 400 years old.
Jesus. Yeah, that's some wacky shit.
Yeah.
That was fun. That was a lot of fun.
Good.
A lot of build up there, but
It's
man,
heck-
what a conclusion.
It's fucking hectic.
Yeah, I did chuckle to myself, and by myself I mean out loud, when I saw that Austin and Corey both picked Purge. Nice.
Yeah, that was a pretty damn fun game. I wouldn't mind playing it again at some point.
Yeah, can't wait till next year when this episode airs as a documentary.
The last days of the Trump White House.
Hey, do you want dice that can withstand a nuclear blast? Of course you do. So you need to go to Norse Foundry. I can't promise you that they will, but they will look really cool and they're fun to roll.
Are you saying they have dice made out of tape?
Yes. Tape dice.
Crazy.
NorseFoundry.com. They've got all manner of dice made from all manner of materials. They're little rollable works of art. And when you choose your dice or your merch, as you're checking out, please enter promo code CHAM. That's CHAM, CHAM, for the Bastard Quest 10% discount.
I wish I had called them before I bought my uranium dice.
Well, that's what you get for shopping on Temu, Austin.
Yep, well, I'm sick.
And we'd like to thank our sponsor, Barrel and Bond, 100 Broadway Street in beautiful downtown Paducah, right there on the banks of the Ohio River.
If they don't get Tommy's fucking cat out of that bathroom, swear to God.
It's a real problem.
I gotta say, one of my favorite Corey characters is always like the shouts nonsense kind of character. Yeah. Really enjoy that.
Well, it's natural to me.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for commenting. Thanks for engaging with us on socials. Thanks for subscribing if you're a patron. We love you. We love listening to you. We love talking to you.
Yeah, tell a dumb friend, please.
Yeah. Thanks for listening. I'm Computer.
I'm Todd.
Corey.
I'm Austin.